Hey, this is Guy B at Vital MX. We're here at Washougal, back at Loretta's Lynn's. Sorry about that, Northwest fans. For round 2 of the Lucas Oil Pro Motocross Championship. Week 1 seemed to race a little better than most people expected for the pros, and Week 2 might be an entirely different flavor. This time around, they've reintegrated all the dirt that had been pushed off to the side last week, added a little new material, and sealed the track ahead of rain yesterday and today. We'll see what tomorrow has to hold as far as weather. Roaming the pits today, we got a peek at Zach Osborne's new red plates and caught up with Chase Sexton and Max Anstie. Check out those conversations and be sure to check back for more from round 2 here on Vital MX. All right, Chase, how about a week 1 report? How'd you feel out there? How was the race for you?
Yeah, it was pretty good. I got off to a decent start the first moto. Well, actually, I qualified first, which was nice, and then first moto got off to a decent start, but I think I was around 11th and kind of came through the pack pretty fast, passed a lot of good riders, and got myself into third behind Cooper. And then from there, I kind of settled in, and was probably my biggest mistake because I started making mistakes on the track, and then went down, and I think I went down like 4 more times after that. So first moto was definitely eventful, but I showed I had speed, and then second moto came out, got a decent start again, and ran third or second maybe after Adam crashed, and then got passed by Jason, and then Eli, and then Marvin. So I think I went back to 5th, and then after that I got Marvin again, and then got Jason, and ended up 3rd. So I thought it was a pretty good first showing, and I learned a lot from first, second moto. So looking forward to another week of learning.
Yeah, you're kind of going to school on those guys, and you really did turn it up in the second moto.
Yeah, no, I came out here just to learn, and the whole idea behind this whole riding outdoors on the bigger bike is to get ready for Supercross next year. So overall, I just want to learn every weekend, and I felt like the learning curve I had between first and second moto was really big, and if we can keep doing that, we're going to be in a good spot by the end of this year.
The track looked like it was a little unexpected for everybody, and they were wondering how the track was going to race. It looked like it worked out pretty well for you guys.
Yeah, I had faith that they were going to make this track a raceable track. I know the guy, Randy Poulter, that is actually working on it, so I knew it was going to be gnarly and rutted and definitely hot. So it was going to make for some interesting racing, and I think everyone was pretty surprised. The track was really wide and had a lot of lines, so you could definitely make passes whenever you wanted, and overall it turned out to a good racetrack.
I think we're going to have a completely different set of conditions. The track's pretty well sealed right now.
Yeah.
And we've already had some rain today, and looking like rain tomorrow too.
Yeah, I think this week's going to be a little bit muddier than last week. Last week we kind of got away with a pretty dry track for how much rain we got. This week I don't think they're going to be able to get away with it. I think we're going to get rain tomorrow, and it's going to be I think a full mudder. So my first time on a 450 in the mud, I'm sure it's going to be interesting, but I'm looking forward to it. I look forward to the muddy conditions a lot. So it's not my first time I've raced in mud here at Loretta's.
Being a short series already, and who knows how many rounds it goes or how much we change up, does that change the way you race this or not?
No, like I said, it's definitely a shorter series, but for me, I just want to get experience, and it was supposed to be only 6 races, and they made 9. So I just want to get through this outdoors, and I want to obviously do really well, and I think I could win races, which is obviously my goal, but I want to get through and learn a lot, and get ready for Supercross next year, and just learn with the team and everybody. And we have a new bike coming, so just trying to get through. And I want to win races, but most important thing is to learn and show my speed that I can be up there.
Have you got a chance to ride the new bike yet, or are they going to hold off till after the season?
No, I haven't gotten to ride it, but I think Trey is actually going to ride it next week in California, which will be nice, and he'll have some time testing on it before I ever get on it. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it. But yeah, this outdoor series, I'm really looking forward to hopefully we get all the rounds in, but yeah, I want to win races and be up front and mix it up with the top guys.
Are you itching to try that thing?
Yeah. The new bike looks awesome, and I've heard some stuff from Europe, and they said it's really good. So I'm interested to see how it is when I get on it.
Good luck this weekend.
Thank you.
All right, Max, give me the quick story on what happened with the Achilles last winter and how it's been since then.
So we came over in December and finalised things with Suzuki and started training, and then I tore my Achilles. So it's been 8 months, just 8 months now since I had my surgery. And honestly, it's just been the longest time of I still can't I couldn't go running after you, or I can't go and play basketball and jump. It's just been a weird one. I've broken bones before, 6, 8 weeks, 3 months, whatever. Bang, you're good to go. But this has been a mission of a job. To be honest, I know the world at the moment is a crazy time with the whole COVID-19, the pandemic, all of that, but it's given me more time. I'm at 8 months now, which is when I'm supposed to be getting back into doing more normal things. The doctors told me originally I won't feel normal until I'm at a year, so I feel like I'm good enough at the moment to ride and to race, but I don't feel like I'm not like I was when I left the GPs last year before I got injured. Even last week I was like, okay, I'm all right, but I can still make quite a lot up in myself, so it's all right.
For just being 8 months and supposedly just supposed to be starting, I've seen you doing a lot of motos out at Glen Helen.
Yeah, it's with a boot on, I'm much better. But the problem I get is it gets tired quickly. So I can ride. I'm lucky in a way that the race is one day here. Like one day I'm good. So if I had to race again on Sunday, I would be struggling because I'm limping around. But give it 2 days rest, I'm okay again. It's just the recovery of how strong it is not as like normal. It's just a weird thing, but I'm all good. It'll be all right.
Gotcha. All right. How about the lowdown on last weekend?
Just honestly, I was so happy just to be back at the races. It was over a year since Lommel, my last GP, since my last proper race, and it was just, there was a lot. Obviously, I was nervous because I didn't know how my foot was going to be. It's a new team, a new bike, a new championship, a new challenge. Everything was new, and I know that I'm not 100% in myself just yet, so I'm like, it was weird. It was very weird coming in, but honestly, as soon as I got out onto the track, I was like, all right, I know how to ride this. Like, you've seen me at Glen Helen, you've seen me at Pala. It's a complete waste of time riding there compared to what the track's going to be even this weekend. Now I know. That was the biggest thing was the unknown of how I thought I'd set the bike up well. Lucky I've got great people around me. I've got Clark, I've got Dave, my mechanic, and they've got a lot of experience. As far as it goes, like if I was setting a bike up for GPs, I know what Lommel's going to feel like. I know what Czech Republic's going to be like. I know to some degree, obviously everyone's good over there, but I've got 8-9 years of experience with that. Whereas here, coming to Loretta's, all right, I raced it on a Super Mini in 2008. I was 14 or 13. And then now, coming back here, I'm also, it's nice that we're coming back to the same race twice, like week after each other, because this time last week I didn't know what to expect. But now I know more of what to expect for this week. Of course, when we're going to go to other tracks, I've never been to Ironman. We're going to see when the weather's different, when it's more sunny, when it's more dry. The American kids, they are super fast around Pala, around Glen Helen. If I was basing myself off of any times around there, I'd be like, all right, yeah, I've got some work to do. But I do know that those tracks are not race tracks. They're just, it's slightly different. So as far as it goes with the racing, I was really happy with last week, just to even be in the race. My starts were solid, and I haven't done dirt starts since 2016 on a 250 because 2017 they went to the Metal Grill in Europe. So I've barely done dirt starts, but again, my crew chief and my guys set the bike up to work in that way. And that's something that you see a lot of the Europeans or the Americans go to Europe, or the Europeans come to America, or even the American guys that have been in Europe come over here. And they wanna, it's very easy to go, oh, I know what I want my bike to be like. I want it to be smooth, soft, easy to ride, like in Europe. When I first got on the bike, I was like, yeah, I want it smoother, I want it softer, I want everything. And then I was like, the Americans they're not stupid. They're not bad in their own championship, doing this or doing Supercross, they're the best of what they do on this own track. I've raced the British Championship, and I've had harder races on a 250 winning some of the British Championship races than winning Grand Prix on a 250, just because the tracks are different and you've got to set your bike up a little bit different. So you've got to learn to trust the people that you've got around you. You've got to have a good group of people around you, and also be able to accept the different things of when you go to the races.
I did see one unique challenge last weekend in that second moto where you come around the corner by the mechanics area and all of a sudden Christian's standing in the middle of the straightaway there.
Yeah, literally, everything went relatively smooth. Apart from that, in the first race, I got out of the gate well. I was in like 4th or 5th on the second lap, and I ended up trying to go around the outside of one of the other Suzuki guys, and I went off the track. Lost a few spots. I thought, no worries. I'll just sit and take some points and build my way up. Second race, again, I got into an okay position. I was in like inside the top 10, and I came around, and it was obviously deep, and I couldn't really change line. And I'd seen that Christian Craig and one other guy had crashed, and he stood up, and he was like a squirrel in the headlights. Yeah, he stood up, looked at me, couldn't decide whether he was running to his bike or not. And then I was like, okay, I can't really get out of this rut. I thought, okay, he's going to stay there. And right at the last second, he moved, and I ran straight into him, and I was like, we both went down on the floor. Yeah, not ideal, because I lost some spots. Obviously, I didn't want to run him over, but it's the way it goes. It's motocross, and to be honest, he was fine. I spoke to him after. I just couldn't get out of the line, but it's the way it goes.
Yeah, that was kind of a unique deal.
I had it again with Tickle, actually. A few laps later, I set him up, and I passed him after the old finish line. I doubled in. I wasn't doing that double that the Osborne and the Husky guys were doing, but I like landed on top, doubled in, passed him, but then I was offline for the next turn before pit lane, and I went right down the inside, and I hadn't been down the inside the whole time. And Tickle squared me up. He was on the outside, and as I went in there, the bumps were way bigger than what I thought, and I got so loose and sketchy. I just ended up turning right, and actually Tickle was there, and he ended up holding me up. But then after the race, he thought that I was trying to T-bone him. I was like, to be honest, if you weren't there, I probably would have crashed. But I was just trying to stay up. But it was just so. I know obviously you don't want those things to happen, but it was just fun. Like, I just enjoyed battling, racing. And apart from those two moments, everything else was under control. And yeah, I felt like we found a good base. The bike's at a place where we know, okay, we can step it up. I did a little bit of work this week. I'm not silly. The track's probably going to be deep and heavy out there right now. It looks pretty wet, so we'll see.
Yeah, I was going to say, what's the expectation for this week? Coming back to the same track and knowing what it's probably going to be like.
Well, to be honest, I'm not trying to blow my own trumpet, but last week, the way that I rode, I really felt like I was at 70%. Like, I really felt like that was controlled, and not that it wasn't too difficult. Obviously, the guys are fast, but I didn't feel like I did anything special. So a part of me wants to go, I know what to expect. Because to be honest, these conditions, if I'm 100%, this is a bit of me. But I also know that it's a championship. I've got to be there each week, and it's still new. It's still okay. It's the same track, but I'd rather just make small steps. I don't want to bite off too much that I can handle. So do the best job that I can at the gate. I know the bike works well. Hang on for as long as I can and learn. The expectation is just to get out of the gate and learn. And if I'm further up than 10th or whatever I was, fantastic. If I'm not, then I'm going to fight my way forward to be as far up as I can.
Well, it's good to see you back here, and looking forward to seeing you battle tomorrow. Good luck out there.
Thank you very much. Cheers.